Good morning, Tom here. Just chipping away at stuff for Carpoon again. This is the 10th one. I guess it's nice to make it to this point. For next week, I might try something different. Like I might try making a game in Godot, or just focus on. Let's say I focus on the AutoWorks this time. Maybe I'll focus on Park and Panic a little bit, or the monster truck. Some things I want to do today. Let's see, it's conveyor belt speed still from last time. Like there's Nintendo Direct last week, so not a huge amount of time. Although there's a CRT, it's a Sharp that my friend lent me for Punch Out. Played Dark Souls with Hayden's. There's another goal done, and got a Bit Summit ticket to Japan and my hotel booked. So some other goals done. So conveyor belt speed today though. See if we can make it. I found. I'll show you later, but it's like only the looks were moving, changing. The actual speed of moving cars wasn't. Maybe lovable meatballs coming down. This is an important one. The Waves UI when a new wave starts. This one slightly less important. I'll put down like a tiny one. This is probably for later. But if a wave of cars coming in that can have multiple rounds of cars. And I drew during the week this crushed hot dog cart and the A button. The A button is currently broken. So I'll say fix what I broke. I do have Trello, of course, which reminds me of things like a lava splash or ground effects under the cars. And start button ring. That's something that bugs me where I drew it and it's kind of crooked. I think it'll look a bit better if I just cheat and use an ellipse tool in Photoshop. And maybe a quick one, a card following a path on a figure eight. Drawing. If I want to take a drawing break, I can have a truck resting by a tire fire, the monster truck here, and maybe the start of some Park and Panic details. For like things in games that like take time but aren't needed. There's stuff like Game Jolt demo. I had French localization done by Mervin last week for the Steam page. That uses a JSON file, and there's got to be an easy way to parse it, but it's probably just going to be brute force and adding /n or / paragraph tags for a new paragraph. And maybe a itch.io post or TikTok later. That's the TikToks. Like I kept this going up 10. Like I should be at 10 TikToks too, but I'm not. I'm at 2. It's probably like working on the game more helps with that. And yeah, so I'll show you how the start button broke. I thought it was going to be super nice today, and it's actually yesterday was super nice. My eyes are still dried out from exercise. Today is a little bit cloudy and windy. Oh, Oscar, good afternoon. First of all, I'm very happy that you and me are finally friends on Nintendo Switch. Oh yeah, Oscar. I saw that the other day when I was going in. I don't go in there too often. I'm like, this is clearly the Oscar I know. So Oh, thank you. I'm not there all the time though, because of you know, working on Carpoon and stuff. But yeah, it's nice, and I appreciate it. Hope you're gonna having a great Saturday over there. Oscar, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct? Well, so oh, I gotta move myself from the A button because I'm blocking it. I'll go up here for a little bit. So here's the A button in the corner. I guess because of my because of my 1920 by 1200 resolution, you can't actually see it. The skip below it, but that kind of gets stuck. So yeah, the A button. I want that kind of flash maybe to stay longer, but it's okay. Now the thing is, when it finishes up, the the circle, the way it squishes, that's maybe not the best. So there's the start button ring. See, it's a little thin at the bottom, a little flat. That I might want to fix up. And I wonder if it works. So you see this A button, it's like a different object, so I have to fix these. And now you can't see it, but the skip text is still on the screen. Also, it does sound like cars are being dropped while the while the objective screen is up there, and then they're cleared out. Might have to delete those right away. Yeah, that's still going a bit. That's still going too far out. These ones, that's that path I couldn't figure out last time that I was stuck on. I don't. I don't know if I want to put people through watching me trying to fix that today. Yeah, these are stuck there, so that'll be the end of that. So lava's flash when you drop down if some particles or an animation kicked up. I'll say this is broken quickly. So Oscar says, your favorite announcements, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Yeah, that was great as an experimental Zelda game, you know, coming out at the end of the generation, something I always like to see from Nintendo. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yeah, I was a little surprised they showed it, but when I guess you have a lot of Mario games, you have a Zelda game, you know, might as well calm people down a bit. Super Mario Party Jamboree, yeah, Donkey Kong Returns HD, Mario and Luigi Brothership. Heard a rumor that Mario and Luigi Brothership will be developed by ICLA, the makers of Pokemon Home, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl remake, and other games as well. So Oscar, on that, there's also another article by Steven Totillo that just came out. Maybe it was yesterday, but this morning. But it's new thing, GameFile. He used to be Axios Newsletter. Before that, editor in chief of Kotaku. He asked Nintendo. Yeah, some people said Next Level Games. I honestly was thinking Next Level Games because of the animation, but he said that some people who worked on Mario and Luigi before are working on this new one. Doesn't mean it's the whole team, but at least some people from Mario and Luigi before there, like I guess Alpha Dream, some of those people moved to Nintendo. So at least they got a few of them for experience. I mean, that's nice. But no, I'm with you too. Like the animation seemed good enough to be next level games. Although admittedly, maybe the animation would be even better if it was next level games. You could argue that the cell shading style is a little reminiscent of Punch Out on Wii, and that's if they still had people around from that era. Like, so they are possible of doing like different graphical styles. Of course, anyone is, but it's similar to next level games. Yeah, after Alpha Dream died from bankruptcy, that's even if like if you're making games for a company and you don't get to make them for a while, it becomes very tough. Oh, and do I have the crushed hot dog cart that I drew last week? It's alright. I will start on my list of things to do. So conveyor belt speed. Most of the things are open for that already. The objectives still kind of broken, but I can finish that later. So today, it was actually warm yesterday, and to do this, where you hear the noisy cars even with the windows closed and no fan, I might have to get one of those fans that just does forces air through, the new fancier types. Because I will potentially be cooking later. Oscar, you say the developers behind Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is Forever Entertainment. Yeah, that was lucky to find it thanks to their financial statement. So we're not left waiting, although there are some graphical problems. Like some things are missing, it feels like. I wonder if they're going to be trying to get those in before the game comes out. Maybe it just wasn't in the budget, or they'll consider patching it after. We'll see. Kind of like how NSO gets patched, but I don't notice that as much with finished games. So that one, well, I do want to play it again. I'm probably happy just playing it on Wii. Yeah, okay, this is up here. So this is, I can always make this its own script. That might be smarter. I'll just copy all of it And I'll do that. So that way it's a little simpler, not as messy, not super long. I won't have to use my vertical monitor for it. Oh, and if there is time at the end of the energy, I might play the Arranger demo. Or Rift of the Necrodancer had a demo later. And there was one other car game made by the Jelly Car Worlds creators. That, though, is almost better off as its own stream in itself. Yeah, I definitely think drawing will be good today. Sometimes I need, after like my friend Ruji's exercise on Friday evening, if it's the tougher one with the heat, it's like it takes a while to recover. It was funny that he moved us to the shade for the last 20 minutes of it. Okay, here's that script. Let's copy all of this, but I'll leave in the if statement. It'll make it more obvious for me in the future. There's a better way to label these than just go in argument 0, but I forget it. And I just go bar, I don't know, wave number. Oh, but I have current wave. I feel like that's bad to do this, but I'll do it to keep things simpler. Like, I don't even have to pass a variable, but I think it'll make more sense later. Oh, now I delete all that, and it's easier. So I think for Nintendo Direct, though, Kyle Boston, of course, put it succinctly where it said like the Nintendo B team came out to save the day. Yeah, it's like not even the heavy hitters, but as you might call it. Like Metroid Prime, in my eyes, is a heavy hitter, but the sales numbers won't be there quite the same. I haven't watched the video yet, but I kind of catch the drift of that, and I don't know. I think Nintendo's just seems to be the best at planning and making sure all the gaps are taken care of for other companies, but they're also able to make games that aren't on the bleeding edge of graphics all the time and are just fun to play. So it's a good strategy. I better forget. I forgot in the to mention the Carpoon Discord I started. But I hope people are out also, if possible, enjoying their day. Oh yeah, see for next week, one option is maybe just trying to do a Godot game, which doesn't even install, it's just an executable, although it doesn't seem to be running now. Yep. I'm sure I'll get used to the UI eventually, but I'll probably do a tutorial and then dive in and see if I can maybe remake my WarioWare game. It's either that or see how it'd be to make like a quick Carpoon prototype in Unreal. So I want to check here. I guess I'll see if it's doing anything, but part of it was the belt speed wasn't working. Okay, so Oscar, you say the next Splatfest theme has been revealed. Get ready for some hot summer nights. This one asks, which would you reserve for a day? A palace, a theme park, or a beach? Oh, so if you were to reserve it, do you get it all to yourself? Like, that's different than what I thought. I thought it was what you would go to. If it's what you would go to, I would go to a beach. But some beaches aren't that busy. Some of them, like, it's more remote, you'll get space. Like when I was in Mexico last year for the first time, there's some that you could, like, if you hike 30 minutes, you get, like, there'll be like 20 people there, but it's a large beach, you'll have room. But a theme park would be tempting if I had it all to myself, kind of like Cartman from South Park. I might have to go dive in and fix that start button. It's become the new annoying thing. So those cars, they're moving. Although I kind of wanted them... Feels like... So this should be going in reverse and it's not. Maybe the speed can't be negative. Like, one thing I remember before, I kind of had a sweet spot for speed. So your home country, the Dominican Republic, has lots of beaches. Your dream vacation is Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Yeah, that would be really neat. I've never been there. I think it's like the ultimate theme park. So if you have beaches already, that makes sense that you'd want to go to a theme park. know. Is this like, is everything kind of baked into this? I'm pretty sure a ring is drawn over this, so I'll take a look. Maybe that, okay, so that, why does it have that there? It's probably only this I have to redo. I'll take a quick look. I think that might be quick. The hardest part, I swear, will be finding the file. Oh yeah, also some of my favorite announcements from Nintendo Direct are Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake. Yeah, I was interested in to find out 3 is the first one to play in the trilogy. So I'll either just get it on, get the original, or get the. I think I'll get the remake of 3. Like I played through 1 basically twice, so I don't really want to go through that one again. But to play 3 and kind of see before it, that'd be neat. Out of all of them, like I'd want to play 4 again. I only played like the first chapter of 4 when I rented it, and I should have got it. But I remember being amazed at how much it stepped up over the original. So and then I didn't hear about Dragon Quest for many years, and it was around again all of a sudden. I think well, 3DS started hearing about it, and one person I worked with had beat the PlayStation ones, which were super long. I might have found the start button. Yeah, rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. Yeah, that happened when I was in Japan earlier this year, so I heard about that. And Koichi Sugiyama. I don't know. I probably have heard about him. Oh, the composer. Yeah, yeah. That's why it was a couple or 3 years ago when he died. That's when I heard about him. So while this is there, like really, I just have to replace that blue ring. I might. Let's see. Whoop. I hate Photoshop defaulting to give everything the outline stroke. Oh yeah, Koichi Sugiyama's composer of Dragon Quest. Yeah, I caught that. And Toriyama, creator of Dragon Ball, and the monsters and designs for Dragon Quest. Yeah, he made so many things that are popular. It's kind of amazing if you think about it. Okay, here's one. Do I want to? That stroke should be on the inside. But I can also put another circle to keep it like not perfect in size. I'll try that. I'll try that as another option. This is, instead of doing a gradient stroke, I'll just manually do it. So how does that look if I put it on the other start button? Oh, that was wrong. It's maybe a little thick. See. Yeah, a little thinner. It's a little close to the start button there, but we can do that. This is where I should just move it over. I feel like that did nothing. Oh, I see. It's only a stroke. That's what I was doing wrong. That explains it. So now, even though the top's further away, it should be. Ideally, I cover everything so I don't have to redo the bottom graphics. Probably I'll have to redo them, but think that looks a little nicer. I'll try it. Yeah, I'll call this version 3. Whoops. Oh yeah, last week I did go to outdoor indie meetup too, indie game dev meetup. So that was nice, and that's where my friend heard me talking about a CRT TV. Somehow Punch It was brought up, and then that's how I ended up with it. Something where okay, I have to delete the old ring. Now, is there like a weird glow effect? This is how I always check for a glow, just adding a stroke. You'll see exactly where there might be transparency. Is there a faster way to do that? Maybe if I expanded the stroke. So Oscar, have you ever played a Dragon Quest? I might be covering too much there. Yes, Dragon Quest 11S. Oh, nice. That does seem like it does seem like the one to play. Here, Oscar, I'll show you the latest, not quite the latest, but almost the latest in Hummingbirds. So they'll probably, that was a hilarious Steam game that showed up. Here's how big they are now. They're pretty much as big as the mom, and they'll probably probably be flying this weekend. They're practicing flying. It's the 3rd generation that I've seen. So also there's Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince, and Dragon Quest Treasures. Yeah, those are like the spin-off ones. Oh, did I nudge? Yes. Okay, that was maybe something I should have done a while ago because it's bugging me. It's like it's like the A button, which is now kind of broken for some things. Like, I can't even remember what it was that I fixed. Something before is bugging me, but I want to see if that just fixes the problem. Yeah, getting windy outside today. I think I might have to rethink my biking later plans. Okay, let's see how the start button looks. So unfortunately there's like a couple little gaps in the middle, and maybe it's a little, as I kind of thought, it's a little close there. So I'll have to do more tweaking later. Let's quickly, might as well quickly put the A button in the right place. Okay, so that's why I was showing up there. I had to use pi x, not these other ones. No, wait, I was using it, so let me see. Okay, here, yeah, that looks wrong. See, you say Nintendo Switch Online got a few new games. Yeah, they were exciting. I particularly, I guess it's an easy way to play Zero Mission again. But Link to the Past, I was kind of most excited for that. Perfect Dark should also be nice. I think one of my friends, he wants to play it at one point. For some reason here, the first objective is a little bit different than that one. The spacing will be a little different for the A button. Just an extra 5 pixels. Let's see if that fixes that. For Turok 1, I don't know if I want to go to that. It had the smoothest frame rate of the series, but it had so much fog. And I don't think it looked that good this day and age. The platforming was so hard. I had to use the map for jumps because that was easier than kind of gauging where I was in the game. Okay, so just the A button scaling. And then that'll be a lot better. Okay. So let's see. That's kind of done, but now there's new stuff for it. This fix gaps. This is kind of done. This is still broken. I'm gonna grab some coffee and I'll see if I can make the waves work in reverse at all. And then I'm gonna consider drawing for a bit. Riveting entertainment there, I know. But I also ran out of coffee. I had very little left, so I had to start making some. Oh, these are some. I didn't know about these anniversaries. Sonic, Mario 64, N64, and Chibi Robo. When did N64 come out in North America? Like it would have been later than in Japan. There's more of a gap back then. So this is 0. This one is 2. September. Thank you, Oscar. I didn't like. I think my friend got one the first year, and it was amazing. I didn't get it maybe until June 1997. I had to basically. I think I had a paper route. Like I had to pay for it myself, and at that time, like it was almost all my money, even with $100 like birthday money, because I think it was like $400 to buy that in Mario Kart 64, and played it a ton though. Really appreciated games more back then. I guess there's less of them, and so really, really got my value out of them back then. You got your red. You got a red one on your birthday, October 9th in the year 2000. I think that says 2000. Yeah. So there's something in here that might not be working for moving cars, but I'll take a look. It's like, where do they actually? It's like, is this where they're matching the other car? I'll see. I think a quick, fun thing to do might be drawing the car lights or ground effects. I don't want to take too long just coding today. So yeah, this should be where. Oh, it's the object sensor. I forgot. Object sensor is where they actually move. So I have to pass a variable to the eyes, which passes it to this object sensor for some reason. Or I can just change how they interact with each other. Like it doesn't have any callback to its what's controlling it to draw the conveyor belt. Yeah, what's it doing here? It's Doing something. It's moving them. I don't think it's really... I don't know how it's getting that game speed, so I just... 0.5 is a default. Yeah, this is a lucky script I found. Sometimes you can find a script that helps out. Because this would have been very hard to figure out for me. So Oscar, what game did you get for N64 first? Coming that you got it in the year 2000. Oh, I didn't hear that rumor about Chibi Robo. Or I forgot hearing about it. I I create this sensei, but I need a variable to it. That's part of the problem here. Call it my car sensor and mover. That kind of makes sense. Okay, you had Mario 64, Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong 64. I would have maybe had Banjo-Kazooie instead if possible, but it is... At the time, it seemed exciting. And Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing's a great choice. Donkey Kong 64, as we all know, it's a little bit slow to move around. In my memory. I'd have to play it again and see, and just too much stuff. Pretty ambitious to have 5 characters. Oh, and Ocarina of Time. Well, that's a wonderful choice right there. Okay, I think this actually is trying to drag the car into the center. I think it might be something else that's moving them. Yeah. And here is where they're actually moving. So belt speed, X and Y. How do I figure that out though? That's something that maybe they can have an original speed, and I just multiply it like a vector where, let's say, like it's that much, and well, it'll just be that much. I don't know. Oh, you got Mario Party 3, Rocket, Robot on Wheels, and a wrestling one. So Rocket on Wheels, that was made by the not the team that went on to make tons of Sony games, and Ghost of Tsushima. Uh, Sucker Punch. There we go. I knew it started with an S. Ghost of Tsushima is one of those that I want to play, but I was kind of waiting for a sale, and then it never did because of the PC version. Yeah, published by Ubisoft. It's a neat piece of history. Okay, I think in some alarm it's where I set the belt speed. So maybe all I have to do is just trigger the alarm again, and it will find it. Although it's creating the sensor. Why? That's weird. It's creating. Oh, it's creating like tons of them. It's like I'd have to go through them all on the list. This is a little trickier than I thought. Because I'm basically creating a sensor at every single path point, every part where there's a dot. So I think I might have to think on that for a little bit. I'm going to take a couple screenshots and maybe do some drawing. Well, maybe I can have the wave text appear quickly. I'm basically setting up all the work for the week for me. I might debating on heading up to the cabin or not. Family cabin, not my cabin. Sometimes you have to appreciate it. Like up there's forest fires sometimes, so to go out before there's smoke. Okay, so I'll take a quick screenshot of Park and Panic. Hey, that A button worked out well, though it doesn't have the flash yet. I have to program more code for the flash. I'll go over here. This would have been easier taking a photo with two cars. I'm gonna do that. Holy cow, it does not like detecting the controllers today with this new driver. It feels like it crashed. can tell immediately this is the volcano level. There's something off with the pixels that I might have to get outside help to try to fix. That's because these two levels now are random. Because I found a lot of people don't select another level, so now it's fixed. Or, now they'll kind of know. Okay. Just take a quick screenshot of AutoWorks for drawing later. Yeah, I can use this as reference if I want to add in some extra details later. So basically, I want, let me go back here, we got the cars remaining, and with the number of cars on the wave, and we got the wave number, so probably just like wave 1. And like 3 cars under it, and have that appear, and I can figure out the transition to it later. And then I'll move on to drawing. Hopefully, hopefully this UI stuff won't take too long. The hardest part would probably be making it show up for a decent amount of time. Okay, so I guess the waves text there is set up basically by the game's object and drawn as a UI. I could make a little thing there. It might be easier than the waves itself handling it. But I'll take a quick look. I think waves itself can probably have its own timer. The other one is kind of maxed out for alarms. So I'll just create one here in the parent object. I'll probably need a draw GUI event. That way it draws over everything. You know, Oscar, thinking back, I've never played the Rocket Robot on Wheels game, so probably should have got that back in the day. Might need current number of cars and the current wave number. I kind of have it there, but yeah, let's say that equals 0. And I'll write what this actually does later so I remember. And I'll have to grab some text later. Like the 3, 2, 1 countdown text probably will work. I can probably copy that effect. Still surprised Mario Party has a sequel. Everybody Want to Switch developed by NDQ. I think with Mario Parties we should never be too surprised there's a sequel, but it's nice it happened. I think if they had DLC it might have been a bit better, but probably you can make more money off selling a new title. And it'll be interesting to see how the 20 players worked out at the same time. I am not a super Mario Party aficionado. I do enjoy Mario Party, but I missed out back when it was coming out, so. Let's see. Let's see how fast it is. Maybe show up for 2 seconds. That's probably too long, but I'll try it to start. Oh yeah, motion control mini games, but the catch is online they don't have them because Switch Lite doesn't have motion controls or Pro controllers. So, but it is a nice match. Like it's better than like they could just be locked to WarioWare. It is nice to have them in other ones. I think this text is what I want. I can just see if it works. It might be too much in the middle. It might have to show kind of in the upper middle, upper center. Yeah, users of the Switch Lite need some options to play. Well, yeah, that's the thing. They tried creating a self-contained experience. So I guess you can't always get everything. Call this wave text. Why? I don't get... I'm not sure what that is there for, but I'm going to check. So why am I putting the screen width in twice? Scale, I have to check where that is. Oh, that was kind of complicated. That was me changing the scale based off another alarm in the countdown. I think I'll keep it simple for now. I'll go 4. Where did the here we go. Here it is. So maximum width in pixels for a line break. That explains it. Yeah, I don't want it breaking it all, but for some reason it goes past the width of the screen. Okay. Now this is draw GUI. I wonder if it'll work already, but it'll just be there on all the time. And after this waves, after I get it kind of working, I'll shift to drawing. I feel like I need a drawing break today. Oh, and one good idea that my friend Yerk had was to do fan art Fridays. That's something I think I should start up. I'm considering maybe I could do the Carpoon TikTok or just create a new Carpoon Twitter or Instagram. It's kind of the decision you have to decide to make it for the company name or the game itself. Like I've seen some people, if they do it by the game itself, then you have to kind of like pass people on to the next game. That might be it's kind of like thinking maybe too far ahead, but it's more just doing it. It's kind of gets important. So that text is scaled too big. Doesn't seem like it's centered at the time, but it's showing up. So obviously I have to like choose a bigger font because I think GameMaker. I'll see if it changes too. If it'll go to wave 2. The color is being pulled in from other ones. It's also in the middle of the screen. Oh, hi, Gray Stripe. How you doing? Yeah, what do you think? Move it just below the time up top? I think moving it up there might be better. Just I wanted something bigger temporarily at the start of a new wave. Like I'm gonna put it to a timer so it doesn't appear all the time. Yeah, it's definitely working, so I'll move it a little up higher. So not screen height. We need I have a screen ratio. Okay, move below the timer. So the thing there is this is like the UI in a separate part. So I'll just kind of guess. I think the time itself gets bigger as it goes on. I'll check if I have where screen ratio is, if that's a global. And then I'll set the time and maybe I'll have it fade out. Like I just want it to appear for maybe 2-3 seconds at the start of a wave. Like I was thinking of having a bar go across even, but that would disrupt gameplay. Oscar, you say you like the new Dempaman RPG. That one, I think I kind of heard about that before. I'll have to learn a bit more about that game. My preference, I think, would be if I was to try out like an experimental game, I still have to catch up on humanity. I have it on VR now. Okay. Great Stripe, how's your game going? You're gonna be working on it this weekend, or having a actually like enjoying the weekend? Either one. It's enjoyable to work on a game. Oh god, the sun. I'm going to search for screen ratio. I'm sure that exists somewhere. Actually enjoying the weekend. Okay, yeah, no, that's great. And game's going good. Yeah, I was glad you fixed that tile problem. Or at least found out what was causing it. I think I'll enjoy a bike ride later on. Okay, menu.screen ratio. So I didn't make it a global, but menu should exist everywhere. So I'll just do that, and I'll see 100 and just try it out. And we have to center it. I'm gonna have to look where I drew some text. It's been a while. Well, fortunately, thanks to opening it, I had all the different commands here. So we'll center it. And yeah, I guess I could have aligned it to the top and then moved it down, but I won't worry about that. I need to set a font. I'll look I'll look at all my UI stuff and I'll set a font. Okay, here we go. Titles. Do I have one for a folder for fonts? Or did I just throw them somewhere? Oh yeah, I have a folder. Yeah, okay, Oscar says, first time ever Princess Zelda be protagonist. She'll be the heroine to save Link. And I wrote from Ganon, Zelda's echo was a wisdom. Yeah, that's nice. That's one I'll have to try. And it's a good experimental game. I hope it's like decently tough, or like there's interesting combinations you can do with spawning like enemies or objects. And I hope there's a decent amount of depth to it. It probably will be. Should have been Legend of Link. Okay, the objective text is pretty big. It's not the best, but I could try it. And the score double size. So those will be some options. I'll just write them down and copy it, even though that's probably a bad thing to do. Yeah, I was hoping to do more game design stuff today, but the conveyor belts, that's like, that could be racking my brain against that for a while. Oh yeah, some people said Echoes of Wisdom could be Hyrule from Link to the Past and Link Between Worlds. Yes. One of my friends was a bit disappointed with that. So, kind of, as they pointed out, it was Hayden. Part of the exploration is a big thing for Zelda, which is true. Kind of want to explore new worlds, but I guess maybe they think for some people it's fun to revisit, and for getting the game done, in time for the holidays, maybe that's a choice they made. Maybe they thought being different with Zelda, but in a familiar world was enough. Also, Gerudo tribe appeared. Oh, I was so focused on the two different Zoras at the same time. Okay. So that's that. We want if the alarm is active. There is an alpha here. Why? I think that's got to be its own thing. Yeah, it might be. I might need to add color in for alpha, so we'll go. Now, where does this end? This is angle 0. Now I just need. I'll keep it white for now. It's kind of crazy. You can draw in each corner. What would it be? That'd almost be like you could shade a polygon if you wanted to. But this is text. Text alpha. Okay. This is where I gotta set the alarm based off the other time. This time. And I have to watch out if it's -1. Like sometimes when it's -1, it'll just appear at the very end again. So I'll just put it all in here and be safe. So Death Mountain and the Hebra Mountain, in the original Death Mountain is named, in the Japanese version of Link to the Past. Yeah, Death Mountain is always like for me in Ocarina of Time, Death Mountain was one of the highlights, and climbing it. Like that felt like an epic quest at the time. Games are a lot bigger now than they were back then. We want to do that minus alarm 8 divide by. Is that right? No, I think I don't. I think I don't have to invert it this time. I think I can just do this. Now all I have to do is set. I have to set the alarm when a wave starts. Oh yeah, Super Mario Party Jamboree could be the biggest Mario Party game ever. Yeah, it could be like in terms of number of mini games and stuff. So that'd be good to keep people on it for a while. I hope it has DLC. That's my hope. But they'll probably focus on the next generation Mario Party after. No, but we will see. We'll see when it comes out. So when I start a wave, I just want to... I can probably set it here. That's an easy way to do it. Yeah, 5 new boards and 2 boards in Mario Party 1 and 2. It's like, I feel like they could have done 10. They could have done 10 boards. But maybe, like, you wouldn't have 10 good boards in that case, so. But like 7 is a weird number for me. But it is, I see like different people being excited about it, so we'll see. Just like we'll see how this text looks now and if it's time to move on to drawing after. I'm guessing the transparency will be funny. That squish at the end. I do have to remove the squish. Okay, here we go. That text is a little big. And it gets too transparent right away. I probably have to keep it the first second, like 100%, and start making it fade out the second half. I did not see wave text again. Maybe that part doesn't get triggered again. Yeah, it's not getting triggered in the right part. So I'll adjust that and I'll move on to drawing quick. So this, it'll be safer to go do it in here. Now for the alpha, this is tricky. I gotta figure out, like, for the first second, show up, and then don't after. It's like it's almost easier with another alarm. I'm sure. Oh, this is. It's like if the alarm, I could start off like double the transparency. I don't treat it as 1. It's a very simple problem. It's just hard to kind of figure out an easy way to do it. Like I could do a brute force way, no problem. I don't think I'll worry about it too much. Okay, the scale's still too big. I'll make that smaller. Or 2. I'll move it down a little bit more. I think this should be capitals. Oh yeah, Metroid Prime 4 is definitely an exciting part of it too. Of all their announcements coming out, Oscar. I wonder if it's building fonts there. Like, it feels like it's taking a little bit longer to compile. Wave number wasn't too noticeable there, but it's more needed in the later rounds. It probably have to start up at different times. So yeah, that probably have to be bigger. And maybe I can make it 3.5 seconds. And definitely a bigger font. The font at the top is like a Minecraft font. I think it's called Minecrafter, so I probably do have to swap that out of the UI at some point. Okay, that's that for today. I think I'm gonna swap over drawing. Sorry, Great Stripe, if you're still here and looking forward to coding stuff. So during the post credits of Federation 4, Silex appeared hatching a Metroid egg. Yeah, and it's also his ship chasing Samus in Prime's 3 secret ending. Yes. So it is nice they did go to Silex. Like, you can compare it to Gears of War, where all of a sudden they went back to E-Day instead of pushing the story forward. Oh, it's no problem. You do watch art streams. Well, great. Thank you. I'll just grab my coffee and swap over some drawing. I might go back to it later. But last stream, I was stuck trying to figure out why the cars weren't following the path for maybe an hour. So I wanted to mix it up a bit today. And maybe I'll try a demo at the end. But I'll be back in just a second. I'll have to bring my tablet down and stuff too. So. I'll probably do that first before getting coffee in case I knock it over, which is a big possibility. Okay, I gotta kind of move some stuff. Yeah, let's see here. So I can. Oh yeah, I forgot I was left at the top. The camera, like the mic, just barely reaches over here, but I'll bring it over. Oh, Oscar, what was that secret message in Metroid Prime 3 again? I don't remember that. I guess if there's any Metroid I should revisit, it's probably Metroid Prime 3. Okay, well here's a drawing tablet. I'll see what the size. It's gonna be confusing with the other drawing underneath, but we'll make do. Oh, you had to enter a code in Samus's ship. Okay. Oh yeah, today in Vancouver there's a retro game expo. Yeah, autocorrect changing Samus to Seamus. I always hate that autocorrect. It's like, hey, can you just kind of know the context of what I'm typing? But soon enough with AI for that. The old drawing glove. So here's this. I want to draw like a boulevard and stuff. But I think I'll do a quick warm up maybe. Or I'll start doodling the campfire scene that I wanted to do for a long time. So create this 300 DPI. So it's a little bigger than the final product. Technically, if you draw with a pencil brush, it's easier to fill in later. See, probably the fire will be here and the truck can be here. Yeah. Yeah, Oscar, yeah, I'm happy too to Zelda gets her own game. I kind of hope you can play as Sheik in it for some different gameplay. Like some people said, oh, maybe you can play as Link for a bit. But I think it makes a little more sense if you're a Sheik. And we do have to see how the game turns out first. I think there could have been a little bit more to Princess Peach, but maybe too it's maybe like in the end though it is good either way. I'm gonna just create another window to see the overall size when I'm zoomed in. So this should be a tire fire. It could be in the junkyard, it could be a tire fire. I did think maybe I can do a simple junkyard level and the magnets kind of chasing you around, like one of those giant junkyard magnets from Brave Little Toaster. I guess too, this car could be sleeping. Could just be like, it's different. If you do like that, it's kind of weary. It's too bad the car can't lower down and uh, no, I want the toe arm kind of to be either going that way or this way, which is both kind of tricky to draw. Like I was thinking if you could, the harpoon could just be like resting. So we saw Princess Zelda be playable, but only in spin-off games. Yeah, it's like Hyrule Warriors. I still think Phantom Hourglass was like kind of close to that, or at least the most we saw of her, despite being a phantom. Yeah, Spirit Tracks also. Yeah, Spirit Tracks. I got mixed up. Yep, thank you. I was just thinking Phantom. That made sense for Zelda, so. Yeah, Phantom. Spirit Tracks I enjoyed more than Phantom Hourglass. Now I have to take a quick look at the player select screen to see what I did for the junkyard again. That'll give me some inspiration here. Not too many piles of cars there. This could potentially be kind of an endgame summary screen for single player instead of going around. This will also probably be the starting soon or be right back screen for any future dev streams once I finish it. Oh, great, Stripe. Have you had any more luck with your Game Jolt page? Have more people been finding it there? That's something I have to set up this week for the Carpoon demo. Either new or new or old otherwise. Usually a junkyard's pretty good about separating everything, but maybe a fridge could be there. Okay, yeah, you haven't taken it off unlisted. That's why the view surprised you. Maybe it was just counting your own view? It's tough to say. Nope, it wasn't. Okay, yeah. That's just weird how it was found then. The tricky part of this one would be like choosing the amount of detail to draw little cars in the background. It's like could have been drawing a bit bigger. Yeah, why don't I save this? Campfire, tire fire. Very hard to type under a mic beside a drawing tablet. It's fortunately not warmed up a lot outside today because otherwise the heat from the drawing tablet usually brings things up a couple of degrees. course, the dreaded flip the image and see how bad it looks. This eye is a little bit off. I did replace the pen nib recently. I noticed that was kind of making scratching sounds. I've got my last Japanese class coming up on Monday, but like part of it was last week was the homework to memorize all the characters, like all 43 of the set, and it's like that was something I was not prepared for. So I'll have to put a bit more time in after this today. Definitely finds the speaking part of learning it easier than the writing, but maybe once I get past that hurdle it'll be easier. This harpoon is a little off. We use a free transform tool. Oh, your power was turned off and now it's back again. That's whenever that happens, it's like, is it going to be quick or is it going to be one of those where it actually is for a while? I'm kind of in a good part here in Richmond where it never goes off for too long. Some people I know, they've had it off for days in Langley. Oscar, you've mentioned some of the games you're playing. Great Stripe, are there any games you're playing right now or have checked out recently? Currently playing A Link to the Past GBA Oscar and Racetrack playing Spyro Reignited Trilogy while waiting for the new Super Monkey Ball game. Yeah, the new Super Monkey Ball, that seems like a easy pick up to play game that I think I'll enjoy a lot. Like pick up to play, but it's easy to pick up and play, but it is difficult. So, and the multiplayer too. It's always fun. This Harpoon could probably be a little bit bigger. Like a ridiculous Final Fantasy sword or something. Or Soul Calibur. This magnet might be a claw later, but it can be a bit smaller. Kind of that rule of thirds. This is actually probably the best angle, but I'll flip it again. I'm trying to think if I'm waiting for anything right now. I'm kind of just happy with what I currently have to play. I guess the Shovel Knight DX might be fun and for co-op and stuff like that. Nothing, not too much in the short term. Most of it's long term. There's probably some indie game that'll come out that I'm not aware of. That I'll go, oh yeah. But Screenbound, for instance, that's a ways off. Plucky Squire, I'm guessing that is August or September, but we'll see. Tactical Breach Wizards, that's August 22nd, I believe. So I kind of don't mind. I don't mind because I could just catch up on some games that I wanted to play, like playing Dark Souls last week. As per Hayden's HPR Shredder's recommendation. Maybe that's too many tires now. And it's like, probably there should be a little bit more overlap. Yeah, I feel like I didn't quite get this right. Try making me a little bit bigger. Fire's a lot easier to draw than truck. And the easy thing to do is kind of draw a little transparent ground. Okay, so Masahiro Sakurai finally said goodbye to YouTube, and he'll still continue developing video games. Well, we kind of knew he was still working on games, but he filmed his last episode. Highly recommend watching those, especially the game essence ones. And no, it's too bad. It was a neat kind of resource, although he never went into super depth on them. But it's neat to see what he was thinking about. And then also see how good he was at video games. Oh, I got a message in the Carpoon Discord. Let's see. Oh yeah, just for the hummingbirds. Okay, this probably can just be like. No, but Sakura, I guess it's gonna be like Switch 2 stuff. Probably with Bandai Namco. We'll see. Like, we'll see if it's as simple as Smash and Kid Icarus or something new. Oh, you saw lots of them? Well, that's great, Oscar. Yeah, it was neat, the looking back on developing different games. Especially the Tamagotchi-like one. I was playing more... Oh, see you, Great Stripe. Thank you for dropping by. Have a great weekend. I did play some more Kirby and the Amazing Mirror lately. That was fun. Okay, probably want to draw this harpoon. And that'll block stuff behind it. It's like, I want to do that angle or something, but it should be maybe going this way. That's tough. I'll check quickly what it's like if I flip it. That's all right. I just have to... I would have to only draw a bit more up top. It kind of covers the eye a little bit too much. Maybe I can move it down. I'll try that. I see something I have to do here. I have to, a little bit of dirt. There we go. Oh yeah, Oscar, that's a good point. That like we have, there's Pokemon Legends Z to A, and there's Metroid Prime 4 Beyond now on Switch. Maybe those do help point to backwards compatibility. Uh-oh, I got mid-afternoon tiredness kicking in, and it's like 15 minutes past noon. It was fun last week. I was like, why am I tired? And there was construction starting on the roof across the street, and they'd be like jackhammering at 7 a.m. And then like 9 a.m. they stop and they're just doing other stuff. Like, why couldn't you do the jackhammering a little bit later and do the other stuff first? Like, plan that way. But and then they're out of there maybe by 11. I don't know if they're avoiding the heat or going to another site. It's like, come on, guys. You plan this out better, I think. Oh yeah, we have to wait Pokemon Legends Z to A. I mean, it's next year. They might hold off on information for a long time. I'm sure they have to have something else Pokemon related in the meantime. This is where I wish I was using the Wacom buttons more. Let's see. Okay, I do have it. This must be undo. Okay, I got 4 of them set up, but the trouble is when I go, I had 1 button set up for eraser at one point. Okay, if I hold down the little button on the pen, that'll do it, but that's kind of finicky. So you're excited for Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I still kind of remember that one. It is a next level game originally, so I do like that. I think the direct will kind of derail some of the hype for that, and it'll be more of a long-term game on it by Nintendo. That's my feeling. Did you play the original, Oscar? Yes, okay. I think I'll still be catching up in other games, and I might not get that one. But I'll see. And I'll see too, like what some of the reaction is like for it. Oh, maybe this should have been here. Yeah, Dark Moon. I think they did 2 just so it makes it aligned with all their territories, like the different European and Japanese versions. I didn't know it was just called 2 in Europe. I wonder why they did that. Maybe at the time it was on different consoles, so kind of not. They wanted the right, like if it was bad to. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make any sense because they wouldn't call it 2 elsewhere. So maybe it must have just been some marketing thing they thought would be better for North America. Wow, that's not turning out the best, but I'll live with it. This rope might be easier to draw in the center and color over it, but I'll try. Yeah, you think marketing? I agree too. So this is a little flat. Got to be like, probably want to be like, just make sure it's more round. Oh, I just heard the cans fall out of my bag. Cans, great. Either that or the dry dishes fell over. So I'm gonna probably finish this truck. Maybe draw the tires, and then I'll just see about some game art stuff. Oh no, should I? I should probably draw that in a separate layer. Just keep it easy to move around. That was surprisingly good for the first try. It's a nice thing with computers. You get as many tries as you want. Like that. Or that. Yeah, circles is something that I see artists just practicing constantly, and when I do stuff like that, I understand why. There was a game course I was thinking of taking, because it's like they're advertising this last time ever, but I was like, you know, I have another game course that I can just do for marketing by Chris, I think it's Zukowski, and like a lot of it's stuff I know, and it's just a matter of doing and finishing up the drawing course. Like, that's a nice thing about the Japanese course I took. It's like a weekly class in front of people, so it's not like an online course where it's like, oh, my own time. It's like, no, if you fall behind, it becomes obvious and there's some pressure. So oh, the fire technically should come out of that tire. I don't actually know. I think tires just kind of stink when they burn, but kind of forget what they actually look like. In Richmond here, a train bridge that often I go around my bike under, that caught fire a couple days ago. Which is surprising because they normally water it. And yeah, I guess I'll have to rebuild a wooden train bridge. And it's like my friend, he was concerned about the air quality exercise, so I kind of get that, but I didn't notice at the time. It's probably more noticeable where he was in Vancouver. Okay, this one probably should be up there. It's a little short. And this one probably like a little lower. Some more variety. Hello, Yerk. How you doing today? I'm taking a drawing break instead of being stuck like last week, and some of the technical problems were a little looking a little more challenging. I didn't want to get stuck in them for too long today, so I just set a time block for drawing. This is I'm working on a campfire scene for being right back, or just me scoring something in the game. Yeah, you're helping your mom with some renovation work today, so I won't be tuning in too long. Well, that's very nice of you to be helping out. No, thank you for dropping by. Yeah, tire fire. Iconic, yeah. It makes sense. It's got a junkyard scene, especially too if I eventually make the junkyard a level in itself with a magnet. It could be the key art for that. It has multiple uses. No, today there was a retro game convention later in the afternoon where you'll have Lena Rain and Danny B and someone else I know playing. I don't know if I'll make it there, but I hope to be lazy and go biking later. I might also have to do some golf signs, like some golf signs for my hockey team's charity golf tournament for different sponsors. No, but I realized I have a whole bunch of almost like you might consider like paperwork things to do for Carpoon this week. Like setting up a Game Jolt demo page, or like implementing the French translation on the Steam page. But I should look. One thing I heard when I was at the indie meetup on Wednesday is to look into simplified Chinese is the most important one. So that's one I'll look into. Yeah, the less fun parts. That's like you hear about game designers like when they stop making a game, they're like, oh yes. Like Rami Ismail when he kind of stopped Vlambeer, he's like, oh yes, now I have time to make games again. It's like what? And it's like, oh yeah, the all the extra stuff you have to do, and like there's only a small percentage of time they can work on it. Like I think I was reading an article yesterday on VGC about Miyazaki, the From Software president. He says he spends 95% of his time on game development and only 5% on executive type stuff. So he's kind of lucky in that case, I take it, that he can be a little hands off on the day-to-day stuff and keep focusing on game development. It's just making sure, I guess, he has good people in place to take care of it. This is where I make sure auto select layers off and I turn off the layers from view. I don't think I can put a tiny screen above it and touch the other one. Like I don't think I can lock it in place. Yeah, as soon as I touch that one, it goes there. I need like a second OBS window would probably be an easier way to do it. So, Izzy, if you're still there, what did you think of the animation in the Mario and Luigi Brothership trailer? Like, it looks pretty good, but not quite maybe next level games good. This is a weird shaped tire. I'm just gonna make that a thicker tire. This line should probably rely on shading for that. I was noticing that when I drew my A button compared to the Castle Crashers button, it's like I was drawing a bottom. I was drawing like a stroke here for the button when like that one there, when that could just be it could just be shading. Like it can just be like that kind of. Problem here, I should remember to, I set it up for like larger than 1920 by 1080, like I doubled the size, but it's usually better to have a bit off the edge to draw off the page. So I'll just add 200 on either one. The key then is to make sure I don't just like focus on drawing those extra bits. I should do that to keep the size in. Probably the fire should go over this tire here. I don't think it needs to be blocked out by it as much. How many times have I drawn flames? Probably too many. Probably try drawing other things. It's a typical ice world, fire world in video games. That's probably fine before. This is like, got the fire over it, but you kind of have to draw a bit behind it in case I keep the flames a little transparent. Probably won't, but now here you got that line. You don't want those two lines to match. It kind of looks weird doing that, so. Try to keep the size a bit separate. A little thin as a result. Maybe it'll be okay. Bumper's not quite where I think it would be. There's that. There's that lines kind of like meshing in where you don't want that to happen. Now these, with these little, I don't know what they are, like it's not a fender, like it's kind of like a grill for protection. That, I just draw on a separate layer usually in case I draw stuff underneath. If you want to be like, if you want to be really lazy, you can just duplicate. Oh, see the hummingbirds are about to be fed. Just trying to keep an eye there for when they start fledging and leaving the nest. Still there though. Just giving this another color so I remember when I'm erasing it what's what. If I do that, it kind of looks a little sad. If I do that, maybe it's more a piece, so I'll try that. Once again, you don't want those two things to kind of butt against each other. And wavy lines might make him look a little sick, so just want to be at peace. Harpoon truck at peace. Now this is like, I got the harpoon to deal with, but you want it a bit lower, like he's tired. Maybe I'll try this and see how it looks. This line here, that could probably be coloring. This eye now looks a little wide. I'll try shrinking it a bit. Free transform tool. Not that much more truck to draw. And then I can think about one of the other things I was working on. What was that? Yeah, maybe the lights. Or so we kind of doing this resting by the fire. Yeah, monster truck or the fence. Okay. Although just for fun's sake, I might play one of those demos that I've been meaning to. Although the one that I should probably try the most is play Guards again, the final release. That was made by people who came to full indie, and they did it in about a year. Although they had to crunch at the end of it from the talk. And it seemed like a good way to... Like, not the crunch part was a good way to go about it, but the overall plan to make a game quickly, because obviously, like, they worked in the industry, had a good idea, and, like, left some jank, like physics jank in, as I'll put it, but no, it did well on Steam and stuff, so. And for the stuff, the less fun parts they were talking about, they used Reddit. There's an indie game. There's like indie game Sundays, and you can post every once in a while a game, so I should make a memo to remember to do that. I'll do it in the this stuff. The paperwork like stuff section. It's like, don't mind me, Yerk. I'm just looking up at your picture for reference. Your wonderful drawing. Okay, so yeah, getting there. Sometimes drawing is nice getting the flow, and especially when I'm a little bit tired. I find drawing one of the things that at times it's like I can listen to podcasts and stuff. Some of the other things, when it's like when I'm truly focused, I don't listen to it, but like programming, that's not something I can listen to podcasts to. I find that's too distracting. Drawing, it's kind of like somehow a different part of the brain that lets me do it. At times, it depends, I guess, how I'm feeling. It's like some people have a podcast game, and I guess I don't do that often because it's like I'm not a person who listens to music while running. I just normally try to focus on what I'm doing. I remember reading some old, I think it was the guy who framed Roger Rabbit. He's like, don't listen to music while drawing, in his book. Which I can kind of see where he's coming from. This isn't quite right here. It's probably like, kind of want to be going like that. Maybe, yeah, maybe the circle turn goes off too much there. And not enough circle here. Probably I can just live with that. Okay, I want to see what's this. It's gonna be a little bit in front of it. I might have to move that back a bit, or move this line forward. It's kind of supposed to be like that, and oh, sun's coming out. This would be something like that, and I don't have to draw that there. So, okay, the problem here is this. It's like, I gotta move this forward, or I might move that back a tiny bit. That might be the easiest way to do it. I move that back. I could probably draw this tire and move the whole thing back, and just be a little longer. Have it in a little bit of dirt there, like if it's settled in. This, yeah. This should definitely be, the rope should be a little higher probably, but I won't worry about it too much. There, that looks like a little less overlap and an easier way to do it. Maybe not the proper roundness, but should be okay. I got bigger fish to fry. think my glove is wearing out. I hear it making squeaking sounds on it, but the pack. I think that I saw the other day I had bought a pack of 4 because it was maybe like $2 more than a single glove, single drawing glove. So I'm okay if I have to replace that. It's like I didn't think a drawing glove could wear out. That there can be just colored in. Doesn't have to be a line. That angle might not be quite right. No, it looks okay in the zoomed out view. Now this one I just gotta probably draw a little bit over. Yeah, now because of the extra roundness I gotta bring it in a bit or it looks off center. Okay, what's left? So see, if I was super fast, I'd probably get this whole. It'd be like a speed painting. I'd be done by now. Background, that's trickier for me. It almost looks like a little too narrow, but I'll see now. Eyes, I'm gonna draw mini circles. I'll create a new layer. Let's see how it goes. They might have to be the thicker stroke, even though it's not on the outside. No, that kind of looks dark. Yeah, look, the squishiness here, that kind of looks like it's resting. It's just like he's so tired, it's like lost all his energy. Now I don't have my trademark. It's like what? It's like let me add my little like eyelid folds. I don't know why I started those. It's like that's too much detail. Oh, that probably was a perfect one. I shouldn't have done it. That one looks good. Almost. His eye looks like a walnut now. This can be a color. It needs to be lower down here than my draft. So these eyes are kind of huge. Maybe I want to draw it a little bit smaller. I'll finish up and I'll see. This is like tutorial eye size. It's not key art size, so. This is where the stroke is kind of a little. The stroke won't be. It'll be too thin now, but it'll give me a good idea. Yeah, I'll try that. That's more like actual Carpoon size. probably I drew the top too tall. If I get it to there, it's a little better. Like the eyes are kind of hiding the height of it. I can just fudge things a little there. That's why I thought the glass looked too narrow. And fudge that a little bit, and I'll just there. That's a bit that should be good. I'll have to decide what direction the rope stripes go later. That I'll just fill it and draw like a little layer mask over it. I won't be inking those. Let's flip and see how we're, and save and flip, and we'll see how it's looking. So probably this eye can probably go a little out. Sit on this layer. Yep. Yeah, that should be fine. And this one would be like, it's kind of pulling in a little bit too much there. But let's just finish off this. And yeah, smaller stroke for the windshield. Remember to timestamp drawing and programming and make it easier to keep track of where I was working on stuff in the video afterwards. Oh, so you, Oscar, you say you're happy Just Dance 2025 edition's coming on your birthday for, I think that's Monday, October 9th, if I remember correctly, for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, Just Dance. That's like one of those games where it's like a different demographic, and I'm all for games that get people moving around, exercise. Like I used to love Dance Dance Revolution until I got plantar fasciitis. I liked Wii Fit a little bit. Wii Fit was better for stretching than exercise, and I liked Ring Fit until I got plantar fasciitis from that, from kind of the running on the spot without shoes, just maybe very thin carpet over laminate flooring here. Yeah, I liked it until that point. Then I stopped. But now maybe like Beat Saber is nice to move around at times. Basically, I just need to be very careful not to get plantar fasciitis from playing exercise video games. Yeah, you can't believe the game Stray is coming to Switch. They're quietly bringing exclusives over. Because it's the Horizon Lego paired with it in the direct. Like, that's weird. You guys, like, I guess Xbox is doing it, and Sony's just quietly bringing the games over. If you quietly do it, people aren't just like, whoa, what are you doing? Am I gonna have these games? Well, Sony's more clear about what they bring over, and they're setting expectations. Like, oh, you can have this on PC, but it might be in 2 years. So Is this... This might have to be over more. But then it's kind of weird with that, so... stupid lines converging. Serenity now. I guess I can go all the way and add a door handle. This is a little too thick over here. That line I'll have to color. I guess I can just guess and do it now. Just lock the transparency in. Yeah, Microsoft and PlayStation bring games to Nintendo Switch. Yeah, who would have thought? I'm sure Nintendo would think about it more. Probably like with phones and stuff if the Switch wasn't doing so well. But now there's like movies and theme parks to help spread out the help make it so they're not so reliant on their console. Especially, although I'd have to check the numbers what the actual ratio is, but especially when you get a new generation starting and potentially the new generation, like, it shouldn't do as well. Like, it'll be... For the Switch 2 to do as well as the Switch would be extremely difficult. Okay, I'm gonna draw over these with another stroke just to keep it more average. Or not average, but keep the average stroke size correct. Yeah, because of money and the Nintendo Switch console limitations, yeah. In the end, it always comes down to money. Or poor planning, but... I feel like this isn't quite rotated enough. And also, I'm seeing walnuts instead of eyes, but should be okay. This could be a little thicker. There. There we go. And he's asleep. I don't think it should have necessarily exhaust when it's asleep. This maybe should be moved over a bit. I feel like it's a little bit too narrow. Yeah, cool. Let's see what it looks like when if it's happy, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Be a little bit more positive. Just be sure not to cut the harpoon out. So I guess with Nintendo, I wonder like how long they can ride the remaster train without people getting too upset over it. I mean, I love replaying the games, but I also love the old classics. But I guess I see it as a viable way to keep new games coming and maybe train developers. That would be a neat GDC talk, but they usually do GDC game developer talks on games that they just made, not like remastering practices. It is too bad they ended Virtual Console. I thought, like, it is on NSO kind of to keep with subscriptions, but I liked it. I'm gonna try to make it a little wider. I'm gonna see. Oh, dog next door is getting upset. Oh, that's pretty good progress. I think this will be a bit darker at night, and need all layers on. Oh, I forgot the tire potentially, but I'll just do that. Sometimes there's like a little piece in the back. I don't think I have to worry about it too much in that case. And the rope is a darker red. I'll have to hide that part of the eye. Okay. Sometimes I can just fill in the background, color over it. This is probably like getting the buzz cut or getting a haircut instead of scissors. probably have to move over later, but I'll leave it for now and think about it. Okay, might not be able to do that. I think that glass would be darker at night and less sand, more regular blue. I think this is darker. This, importantly, is colored. It's gonna be a bit brighter by the fire. I think that'd be kind of like, might be kind of like that. Just kind of thinking for later. Whoa, well there's pretty good progress in that scene. Oh, it's going, I have to open a new window. Oh no. I hate when Photoshop does this. It's a weird error. Probably related to multiple monitors. Yeah. So there's gonna be, I have to do lots of different shading from the fire in this scene after. guess I can draw a little bit of the night sky in. Give a little bit more idea what it might be like. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to draw all the junk later, but that's a pretty good start. It's pretty much what I had in mind. Maybe be fun to shade that one later. Yeah, fire. That's gonna need some glow. Yeah, I can do that. Maybe I can do that quickly before shifting to something else. Sometimes you can use a scatter brush for this, but this should be okay. Oh, lighten, overlay. Screen's not cutting it. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. It's not quite there yet. Perhaps it has been a while since I drew fire. But that's that campfire. I'll save it. Oh. Well, if I can get it back. I'll do the BRB. Can I fill in this quickly with it's kind of the bluish color that the mountains are. A little bit less saturation, a little darker. I guess I could say starting soon as well. But yeah, that was the main idea for that. So This will be my make do BRB screen. Aside from junkyard art later. There we go. I'm still here, of course, but that'll be an easy one for the future. Well-being, other uses too. So quickly here, what I want to do later is there's a couple things. One of my friends suggested drawing a fence or like those concrete barriers, like something like we have logs here, but if there's an actual, I don't know, actual fence so you can't go over it, or maybe like almost, I don't know, I don't think you'd want to do like a giant, if you have like a car like with a hat for some reason, needs like a lifeguard on duty. I don't think that would work out, but like the cars originally could go over here and come back. That's kind of blocked now. Sometimes they get caught here. Not sure why. And yeah, I'd want to, we have all these statues, like it could just be like some sort of park, boulevard in the middle. And maybe like more, doesn't have to be more grass, just looks like it, if it was like a different shade, could probably just, yeah, it's on all layers. I just do multiply. You're supposed to be on all layers. Now it's giving me some error that I don't know. It's hidden. Yeah, this is kind of like the idea of just making it look a little different, and maybe like a manhole. Like the manhole could go up. Maybe here is a bit weird. Like I think I wanted like a parking space almost. Things like street lights might, like it might be too much detail. And this, like it's red, but I'll have to think of that. I could do a garbage dumpster. Just kind of left randomly. Yeah, that's some of the simple ideas. Just add a few guess the park could have lights. It's kind of blocking in the way of here. Like it wouldn't. You definitely want cars to be able to go in there. Like I feel like there could be something in these spaces, but I haven't figured that out yet. Maybe just duplicate the garbage bin. Yeah. Probably this is the key in the manual. So that's something I'll think about for later. And yeah, and here's the monster truck, which I have shown before, but I'll probably work on that a bit later. No, but I think I'll end it at that this week. Oscar, thanks for dropping by, and everyone else did. Yerk and Grace Stripe, I appreciate it, and definitely some not as exciting things to work on in the coming week, but I hope to have a lot more progress, and maybe I'll arrange for the live playtest. I'll try that. Well, thank you, Oscar. Have a great night too, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Goodbye.